Good evening, everyone. We would like to call our meeting to order for Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Our regular board meeting. I'm Patricia Simmons, your board chair. I would like to have a pastor out of the audience to come and do invocation. As I call the meeting to order, I would like to take a moment of silence for recognition of Mr. Berry. So I will call the meeting to order. We can stand and have a moment of silence. Thank you. Can I get a pastor to come up and do invocation, please?
Let us pray. Kind and gracious Father, as we come tonight, first of all, we come to say thank you. Lord, we thank you for where you brought us from and to where we are today. So Lord, as we come tonight to this school board meeting, touch the hearts and minds of those who are decision makers and let them do what is pleasing in your sight and not what is pleasing in theirs. Then Lord, bless the children that are here, the parents that are here, and all the members of staff, the Tarleton County School District, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I would like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, March 21st, 2023, please.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
May I get a second, please?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous, thank you. I would like to entertain a motion to approve minutes, Committee of Whole meeting, February 14, 2023, regular board meeting, February 21st, 2023, special board meeting, March 7th, 2023, another special board meeting, March 16, 2023, and action as well as 23, 21, 23. Can I get a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I make a motion for approval of minutes for a committee of the whole meeting, February 14th, 2023, regular board meeting, February 21st, 2023, special board meeting, March 7th, 2023, special board meeting, March 16th, 2023.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous. We will now have recognition, Ms. Wiggins.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I recognize Dr. Katie for student and staff recognitions, followed by Mr. Blakeney for the Clean School of the Month.
Good evening, board members, and good evening to our community. It's very exciting to be able to recognize our students and our staff this evening for all of their wonderful accomplishments. We'll start with our student recognitions. I do Superintendent Student of the Month each month, and we will begin with our recognitions. Dr. Babbitt and Ms. Williams will be joining me to provide the recognitions tonight. We'll start off with Carmela Carrington from Bells Elementary School. He is developing as a 5K student. He is learning to work more independently as he progresses throughout the school year. According to his teacher, he is a model student in regards to academics and behavior. He continues to improve his grades each quarter. He is comfortable working with his teacher and peers. which causes him to continue to develop as a learner. He enjoys and working with others and encourages his classmates to do the same. Join me in recognizing Carmelo Carrington for Bell Foundation. Carmelo's parents, are they here? Would you please stand to be recognized? Next, we also have our early childhood student, Graceland Sanchez. Is Graceland here? All right, Graceland's on her way. So Graceland's from Blackstreet Early Childhood Center. Graceland is always respectful, oh my, and very respectful, a great leader to her classmates. She is kind and helpful toward her classmates and always willing to lend a helping hand. She's positive and willing to answer and help out in any way. Please congratulate Graceland from Blackstreet Early Childhood. Graceland's family is here. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Our elementary student is Alteria Ford. Is Alteria present? Well, we're going to recognize Alteria in her absence. Alteria, we're so lucky to have Alteria as a student in the 5th grade. Alteria has kind words for others. She is the first to introduce herself to new students and helps to make them feel comfortable in what can be a stressful situation. Her quiet disposition and sweet spirit makes her such a joy to have at Northside. Congratulate Alteria Ford. Next, we have Kinsley from Colleton County Middle School. Is Kinsley here tonight? Okay. We have Kinsley Wesky, I believe. Kinsley is a hard-working, dedicated student. She's a joy to have in class. She's been struggling in science, but now in the 3rd quarter, she's turned that completely around, and she's on the honor roll. If not on the superintendent's list, she's definitely going to be on that next list. She showed great strength and perseverance throughout the season. Let's congratulate Kinsley. And we'll keep going to Colleton County High School with Alexandria Stevens. Is Alexandria present tonight? Alexandria has outstanding grades overall in all courses this semester. She's in the youth NAACP. She's a leader for the Ace Space and Robotics team. She's a section leader for Colleton High School Band, a Senate leader, and Mary B. Thomas, Order of the Eastern Stars in Sunday school. She's a recipient of Postal Electric Cooperative. She's in the youth leadership tour to Washington, D.C., and she's eager to help each other, anyone out for injustices and inequality, for her peers and anyone else. She cares about everything, and we congratulate Alexandria Stevens. Alexandria's family is here. Would you please stand and be recognized? And next we have our adult learner from Cal, and that is Cheyenne Gruber. Is Cheyenne here? All right, wonderful. She's working. All right, but let's recognize Cheyenne. Ms. Gruber has progressed from the national reporting system level of 3 to 4 in a short period of time. Her step increase provides her to be eligible to take her GED test. She's done so much and earned a likely to pass score on all 4 of her assessments. And she is also in the National Adult Education Honor Society. She's known by her students and staff as likely to be a positive and an uplifting person. Please congratulate Cheyenne Brewer. We move on to our student athletes of the month. It's Jada Matthews here. They might all be playing sports.
Yes, Mr. Paulson said
They're all playing sports. So I'm going to recognize them all. Jada Matthews is a female student athlete from Colleton High School. She's a senior on the girls' varsity soccer team. She's a leader not only on the soccer field, but also in NJROTC. So we'd like to recognize her after she's committed already to go into the Army after graduation and has completed her boot camp over the summer of 2022. That's so very exciting. She's hardworking and has great communication. Let's congratulate Gina. Then we have Carla Segura. That's the male athlete and represents tennis from Colleton County High. Kyler is the first-year player on the tennis team this year, and he has displayed great leadership on and off the court. He shows up to practice daily on time and is always ready to learn. He won his first match this past Tuesday during his first scrimmage that was held against Woodland. Let's congratulate Kyler. And next we have Michaela Schaefer. Michaela is our female student for softball, and she is from Colleton County Middle School. Michaela is an 8th grader, represents the true meaning of being an athlete. She's a SPICE student that's gifted in talent and an outstanding grades in all of her classes. She has great manners, and her coach says she's honored to be her coach. Let's congratulate Michaela as being a female student. But not least, we have Justice Jameson, our male student athlete in tracks in Colleton County Middle School. Justice Jameson is one of our boy captains on the Colleton County track team. He displays positive behavior in the classroom and shows true leadership to the boys on our team. He always maintains passing grades, and he's a model student athlete. Join me in congratulating Justice Jameson. While we are absent, we congratulate all of our Superintendent Student of the Month, and we'll join in a round of applause for all of them. Thank you. Okay, we're going to continue with student recognitions. You know, in Colleton County School District, we have an award-winning robotics team. So we're going to pause a moment, and we're going to recognize our award-winning robotics team, and I'm going to call Mr. Williams to the front. Ms. Bonzo is here. All right, Mr. Williams, you can take over from here. We're going to have a short demonstration from our robotics team.
Good evening, board members. Good evening. Members of the community and the Colleton County School District staff. It's my pleasure to introduce you to our award-winning high school robotics team. This is our second year out. We won an award last year. We went to Philip Simmons. We placed there. And we went to state. Y'all ready for this?
Going to school.
No, I'm saying, you bring the focus to that. Okay. Anyway, I want to tell you something about this team. They were all nervous. They were all feeling like that fella from Tennessee that went to California with a bunch of baggage.
But when we got there were 4 schools from the government school of math and science, an award-winning school in the state. But they competed against them to win the berth at state. And that in itself was a plus. Because when if you could see what they showed up with, we were just a ragtag team, but we performed what we had, as you can see right now. And Hunter, Sandy is one of the drivers. The other driver is not here, that's him walking in the door. While he's driving, Gary is also helping him, who's got another controller. What you see that robot doing was done by Nikki Agina. She's the programmer. And Mr. Markel Walker, what you see rolling on the ground, all those parts and pieces, he actually built the chassis and that equipment with the help of his other team. But he was the leader in the mechanics of building this robot. And I can't say enough about these children because they simply put up against the odds and they did it. I would also like to recognize Ms. Alice Stevens, step up. Why am I recognizing Alice? When I started my journey 20 years ago in the body, it was always a dream to go to a world competition. This year, Allie made the National Dean's List in robotics. And she won overall against the government school for math and science. That says a lot for this seat. How they work together. I'm going to give y'all 1 minute to say something if you want to. Because I told you big one is going to take 5. But I would like to introduce Ms. Bonsley, who's the head coach. Came in, he helped us out, mechanically, kind of time, somewhere. Wait, yeah, time. Young lady, take over for a minute.
Hi, my name is Alexandria Stevens. Everyone calls me Allie, but I'm going to speak on the mentoring side of the program. First is a program that's based off of robotics, engineering, and design, but it's also mentoring. So it's more so building a relationship with the people around you, the companies around you, the adults around you. So as a team, we go and mentor other teams in our school district, the middle school, the elementary schools, even at Blackstreet because we have first at Blackstreet. So it's more so about building that big sort of relationship between us and the ones below us. And I'd like to pass this torch to Hunter.
Good time.
Hi, my name is Hunter Sander, and I'm in 9th grade. I'm going to be talking more about the STEM connections, things learned in robotics and stuff like that. But this is actually I'm the first year of robotics, and there are many things I've learned. For instance, whenever in robotics, there's many ways that we communicate with each other and solve problems. If we have a problem on a robot, like the wheel isn't working or something, we go to our program and we see if there's anything wrong on her side. If not, we go to our builder and see if there's any problem on his side. That's mostly how we solve problems and communicate. another thing is that robotics isn't about just building robots. It can teach you a lot more that can be useful in your life, such as using tools, measuring, math principles, scientific principles, physics, if we want to see how something moves. I'd like to bring in Mark Kelly and see if he can talk about on his side how he thinks about that.
Good evening, my name is Mark Walker, and my job, I am an engineer, and my job on the team is to come up with the innovative designs for our robots. We had to put cones on top of very high points this year for our challenge, and it was very hard to come up with the idea. We decided to use our linear slide from last year, but it was too short and would only give a low junction, so we decided to upgrade it with higher view channels. Gary will now explain the engineering process of it.
Thank you, Martel, and good evening. My name is Gary Dobb, and I'm in 12th grade at College County High School, and this is my first year in robotics and first set challenge. Today, I will be talking about engineering and design. When we first entered robotics, we faced many challenges on coming up with the design of the robot. So, the first design of the robot we made was a rectangular shaped chassis, which included 4 mechanism wheels and 4 motors which will make the wheels move and turn. The problem we had with this design was it was too big and we could not add any more attachments on it because it cannot be more than 18 inches due to the rules and regulations from first set challenge. So we reduced the size of the chassis into a U-shaped chassis like we got there and included the same 4 wheels and motors. The difference in the design was the 2 front motors and the 2 front wheels had gears on, which will help the motors make the wheels move and turn. But the problem we had with the gears was when they become loose, they could not touch each other, which caused the wheels to not move correctly. And in order to fix this problem, we had to make sure the gears on the front motors would touch the gears on the front wheels so the wheels could move correctly. And after all, we were able to keep this design and use it for the rest of the first set challenge scrimmages we had this season. And now I will pass it on to Nikki.
All right, Eric.
My name is Nikki again. I am in 10th grade and I am the main programmer for our team. A really big principle that we learned as a team is gracious professionalism. It's basically where it's just it's a way of doing things where you appreciate your team members, you show respect, and you also encourage a really high quality working environment. Yes, and when I bring in the programming aspect, it's like you can build a car, but you won't know how to operate it. You need some programming. So there's an autonomous and teleop periods during the game when we go out to compete, where the robot can either be driver controlled like you saw, or it can move on its own. We have received multiple support from multiple different organizations as well as our coaches that were just named. And we would love it if the board would also help in supporting us too.
I didn't tell her to say that. Also, I would like to congratulate them on what they've done. And also, you all saw the middle school and the elementary school. Nikki, my friend, from our not here, and Alice started with robotics in the 2nd grade at high school, and she had to quit. So, we have built a good program, and we continue, and hope we can continue to build with the district and the school board support. So we thank you.
Chair, I think we also need to give Mr. Williams and not only the coaches that are here tonight, but all of our elementary school coaches and middle school coaches as well. But I think under the leadership of Mr. Williams, they're all doing a lot better from little old Colleton County than most people would think. So I think we need to give them all a round of applause.
Thank you so very much. The robotics team does an outstanding job, and I'd like to commend all of you, the coaches. You do a fabulous job with everyone, the children from elementary all the way up to high school. Thank you so very much for giving your very best to the students every single day. Thank you, students. Let's take a group shot of those students. If someone can do that for me, or we can put it on the website. Mr. Williams, can you join us for that picture? Thank you. Oh, we gotta get the robot in the picture. Thank you so very much. Okay, next on the agenda are all of our staff recognitions. We're going to start with our Teachers of the Year and our Support Person of the Year. And I call to the front our Director of Human Resource, Ms. Wilson Hamilton.
Good evening. It gives me great privilege and honor to be able to, if y'all don't mind, I'm holding my hand turn this way, to honor our Teachers of the Year, our Working Teachers of the Year, and our Support Employees of the Year. These individuals were voted on by their peers at their schools. So we want to take time to announce them to the board and announce them to the public today. We will do a special recognition for all of these honorees in August. So as I call your name, I ask that you please come forward.
And if you'll come to stand at this time so that we can get a group shot for all of you at the end. Thank you.
From Bells Elementary, Teacher of the Year, Ms. Amy Cook. Support Employee of the Year, Ms. Molly Miles. From Blackstreet Early Childhood, Rookie Teacher of the Year, Ms. Megan Goins. Teacher of the Year, Julie Hyatt. Support Employee of the Year, Lori Smith. From Cottesville Elementary School, Teacher of the Year, Heather Fry. Support Employee of the Year, LaQuinta Campbell. From Colleton County Middle School, Rookie Teacher of the Year, Catherine Barnett. Teacher of the Year, Kevin Wiggins. Mr. Ricky Williams. Mr. Isaac Aguina, Teacher of the Year. Support Employee of the Year, Ms. Deborah Lawton. From the district office, Support Employee of the Year from Student Services, Ms. Emily Williams. From the IT department, Mr. Carlos Hamlin. And from the best department in the district office, the Department of Human Resources, no, just kidding, Ms. Jean Nettles. From Forest Hills Elementary School, Rookie Teacher of the Year, Ms. Erica Grant. Teacher of the Year, Ms. Kimberly Wood. And Support Employee of the Year, Mr. Nathan Simpson. From Hendersonville Elementary School, Teacher of the Year, Chastity Frazier. Support Employee of the Year, Ms. Elizabeth Joy Blaze. From Northside Elementary School, Teacher of the Year, Katrina Withers. Support Employee of the Year, Ms. Angela Crosby. From Thunderbolt Career and Technology Center, Rookie Teacher of the Year, Mr. Brian Wilson. Teacher of the Year, Ms. Robin Lutton, and Support Employee of the Year, Ms. Denise Johnson. And from the Department of Transportation, our kids could not get to us without these people. So Support Employee of the Year, Bus Driver, Mr. Michael Justice. Support Employee of the Year, Bus Monitor, Ms. Rosalind Buckner. I would ask that the audience please stand and help us in congratulating these employees. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Cade, and the Department of Human Resources, we want to say thank you guys for all that you do. Congratulations. While they're positioning themselves for a picture, and I'm gonna get out of the way, just want to remind you guys that we will have a formal banquet for all of these honorees in August, and then in May, all Teacher of the Years will be invited back to the board meeting, and we will announce the top 3 candidates for District Teacher of the Year.
They want to block it. to get the full flavor. All right.
Okay, we'll continue with our recognition. It's recognition time. So we will now bring to the Civitan Club, and Dr. Sharon Baggett will be doing that recognition.
Good evening. That's a hard act to follow. Ms. Hamilton did a great job. Congratulations to all of the winners. It is my pleasure to introduce tonight the Civitan Club. For those of you who don't know about Walterboro Civitan Club, I'm happy to tell you that it has a long history of serving the community by awarding scholarships, donating to College and First Steps, working with veterans, helping with Special Olympics, recognizing the clergy and teachers, feeding those in need, donating money to many worthy causes such as research hospitals, autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, brain cancer, epilepsy, the American Red Cross, hurricane recovery, and many other worthy causes. I would now like to share with you the Civitan Creed, as I believe that it perfectly encapsulates the mission of the club. I am Civitan, as old as life, as young as the rainbow, as endless as time. My hands do the work of the world and reach out in service to others. My ears hear the cry of children and the call throughout the world for peace, guidance, progress, and unity. My eyes search for others to join in the fellowship and service of Civitan. My mouth utters the call to daily duty and speaks prayers in every tongue. My mind teaches me respect for law and flag of my country. My heart beats for every friend, bleeds for every injury to humanity, and throbs with joy in every triumph of truth. My soul knows no fear for its own unworthiness. My hope is for a better world through Civitan. My motto is builders of a good citizenship. My belief is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and my pledge is to practice the golden rule and to build upon it better and nobler citizenship. It is now my honor to introduce Mr. Donald Davis, who will be presenting this year's honoree by the Civitan Club. Mr. Davis.
Hello, my name is Donald Davis. I'm the secretary of the local Civitan Club. The Walterboro Civitan Club is part of Civitan International, a civic organization dedicated to serving individual and community needs with an emphasis on helping people with developmental disabilities. While many of you may not be familiar with the local Civitan Club, I'll bet most of you have come by the Civitan Hut during Rice Festival and have seen the world's largest pot of rice, from where we serve that wonderful rice furlough. It is a major fundraiser for the club, which enables us to do many of the projects in the community. One such project is awarding scholarships for a challenged Colleton County resident to attend USC Salkehatchie. Many people can look back on their school experiences and can refer to an individual who made a difference in their life. Today we honor such an individual who makes that difference in the lives of her students. She is a dedicated teacher and mother. She genuinely loves her students and goes beyond the call of duty to make sure that her students receive what they needed to be successful in their learning environment. Ms. Rosalie never gives up on her students. She sees them for their abilities, not their disabilities. Ms. Zahara Rosalie Orekosama, your Special Needs Teacher of the Year. Ms. Rosalie, our President-elect, Ms. Kimber Santarella, has a few gifts for you from some of the merchants in Walterboro to show you their appreciation for your service. And now, our Civitan President, Mr. Arnold Zipper, has a presentation to make, the Distinguished Service Award. Mr. President.
Distinguished Service Award. Rosalie, the Civitan Club would like to present the Distinguished Service Award presented to you with sincere appreciation of your service as a special needs teacher of the year 2020. This is by Walterboro Civitan Club, dated today, March 21st, 2023. That's you. Directly from the Civitan Club. And also the first medal and a half on the Civitan Club.
Okay, our recognitions continue. Congratulations to our Special Services Teacher of the Year. All right, we have lots of recognitions to go. So these are our Teachers of the Month and our Support Staff of the Month from our schools. I'm going to call them quickly, and if they're present, if they would just come to the front, and we have a recognition for you and a little token of our appreciation for you. From Blackstreet Early Childhood Center, we have the Teacher of the Month, Teresa Barton and Crystal Warren. Support Staff of the Month, we have John Pierre Rhodes, Teacher of the Month, Megan Gowans. Support Staff of the Month, Karen Lawrence. Support Staff of the Month, Teresa Mulligan. Teacher of the Month, Stacy Smoke. And Support Teacher of the Month, Sydney. Yes, ma'am, I'll get it. I'm trying to get mine. Sydney Bench. And then we have Support Staff of the Month, Laurie Smith. And Support Staff of the Month, Danielle Bennett. Okay, we'll continue with Bells Elementary, the Teacher of the Month, Bonnie Hunt. Support Staff of the Month, Karen Chisholm. Teacher of the Month, Sarah Pye. Support Staff of the Month, Elizabeth Smiley. Teacher of the Month, Lisa Belfield. Support Staff of the Month, Karen Fidel. And that concludes Bells Elementary. Colleton County Middle, we have Teacher of the Month, Wendy Strickland. Support Staff of the Month, Kimberly Pageant. Teacher of the Month, Ashley Crosby. Support Staff of the Month, Ricky Haynes. Teacher of the Month, Devonna Hines. And Support Staff of the Month, Audrey Ruth. Forest Hills, we have Teacher of the Month, Kimberly Wood. or Kim would. We have Teacher of the Month, Jill Bell, support staff of the month, Jill Bell. Teacher of the month, Romeo Amaga. Support staff of the month, Mariel Quinn. Teacher of the month, Ashley Whaley. And support staff of the month, Candy Black. Moving on to Cottageville Elementary, we have Teacher of the Month, Charlene Holmes. Support staff of the month, Monique Edwards. Teacher of the month, Caitlin Hogan. And support staff of the month, Tamara Johnson. And Teacher of the month, Katrina Hampton White. And support staff of the month, LaQuatina Campbell. And then Northside Elementary, we have Teacher of the Month, Jenny Bunton. Support staff of the month, Julie Capers. And I really can't pronounce this one. Teacher of the Month, Miss Rosalie. Oh, yeah. That's right. And I know you as Miss Rosalie. All right. All right, Teacher of the Month. And then we have support staff of the month, Barbara Harley. We have Teacher of the Month, Heather Gardner. And support staff of the month, Melissa West. Colleton County High, we have Teacher of the Month, Julie Mundell. Teacher of the Month, Joe Fred Rosindo. Teacher of the Month, Jamal Page. Support staff of the month, Althea Daniel. Support staff of the month, Rosaline Elliott. And then support staff of the month, Monica Adams. Hendersonville Elementary, we have Teacher of the Month, Casey Beach. Support staff of the month, Rosa Singleton. Teacher of the Month, Patricia Williams. And support staff of the month, Ida Murray. Teacher of the Month, Sonia Avenant. And support staff of the month, April Bridge. And then the Colleton Adult Learning Center, we have Teacher of the Month, Craig Warner. Support staff of the month, Ginger Armatrout. Yes. Teacher of the month, Joy Ritter. Support staff of the month, Henrika Cox. Teacher of the month, Carolyn Lewis. And support staff of the month, Jenny Finch. Thunderbolt Career and Technology Center. We have Teacher of the Month, Kelly Johnson. Support staff of the month, Karen Jenkins. Teacher of the month, Eddie Gary, who is deceased, but we pause in silence for him. That's quite an honor. Support staff of the month, Hannah Hamilton. Teacher of the month, LaShawn Williams. And the last but not least, support staff of the month, Yolanda Wade. Congratulations to all that are present and congratulations to all that are absent. We'll make sure that they get all of their recognitions and we'll get those to the schools. Thank you so very much for your presence and your work that you do every day. That concludes our recognitions for staff. I think Clean School of the Month is next. Mr. Blake.
Good evening. Good evening. Again, it's a pleasure to come before you and offer the Clean and Safe School of the Month for the month of February 2023. In third place with a score of 75, Northside Elementary School. Yes. In second place with a score of 76, Blackstreet Early Childhood Center. And the winner with the score of 83, Bell Elementary School. Also, the winner of the Horizon winner for the month of February, they increased their scores by 7 points from last month. Bell Elementary School. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, that concludes our recommendations for the evening.
We will now have public input.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. Guidelines for addressing the board. There is nothing in the law or anyone here that prevents you from saying anything you wish to say. Please try to refrain from commenting on any pending student or employee discipline or grievance matter. What you will say will become public information, which is subject to the Freedom of Information Act laws. If you choose to call specific employee names, we suggest that you do not. It is the board's chairman's duty to inform you, but you could also be subject to defamation laws according to your statements. Present your comments without using offensive language or making comments in a disrespectful manner. School district policy allows you 3 minutes for comments. Ms. Riddell will keep the time. Board members and the superintendent are not required to respond to your comments. If additional information or follow-up is required, the board chair or designee will contact you at a later date. We appreciate your input.
Thank you. We will now call Mr. William Hayden.
Good evening. Several years ago, as director of TCTC, I had the great honor of hiring Mr. Eddie Berry as the masonry instructor. Mr. Berry ended up being one of our outstanding educators who not only provided our kids with job skills, but also life skills as well. But tonight, I'd just like to express my great appreciation for the many ways that he touched the lives of the students in Howard County, and to express that I will miss him very much. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think that goes for many of us. He was a good person. I will call Mr. Ed Williams.
I've already addressed the board, and my comments now is to cover what you saw here in demonstration, the high school team. They went to state. I didn't say too much because I didn't want to take up too much time, so I figured I'd give a public comment to do my 3 minutes. The middle school team went to state this year as well, even though they didn't do well, and Bell's Elementary went as well. I needed y'all to know that because we have 3 teams. Carlton Middle School won overall championship at the region, which we sponsor here at the middle school every year. So they took the super championship and got it very straight. Bells won first place in core values. Northside competed very well as well. So I need you all to know that because we need the support, not only from the school district, but from the principals, the teachers, and parents. And I must say for the high school team, congratulations to the parents, because those kids come to practice on Sunday, every Sunday, for 8 hours to get where they are. And we set that schedule up simply because they wanted to play sports and other activities. And we couldn't work any other way. So we did that. Now, I can't say enough about Allie because she is going to Houston, Texas to represent this school district and this state. The FTC of South Carolina is paying her and her mother's expense. Those are things I felt that you need to know beyond the recognition that we have. So parents, people try to keep us going. And I can't say enough about another young lady in the building who keep encouraging me to do all I can do for robotics. And I keep saying I want to go home, I want to retire, but she won't let me. Jessica Williams. And she, at the time I talked about that, she said, the children need you. That's it.
Madam Chair, but before we go to our next one, Mr. Williams or Ms. Alley, can one of you tell us when the trip to Houston is? Thank you.
Thank you. We will call Mr. Jack Lewis, Jr.
Good evening. Madam Chair, Dr. King, members of the school board. I'm going to be brief because it troubles me. For 14 years, and I'm seeing what's going on now in the school district. It's deja vu because it happened some years ago. It was Lena Williams, superintendent. I'm seeing it being repeated. For the past few months, the agenda in bold letters, the superintendent contract. Everybody who knows me here, what's going on in Colleton County. I tell you, I don't know. It's just some of the folks that's been elected to do one thing. Despite the hostile environment some of you have created for Dr. Cave, her responsibility as superintendent remains her priority for the children. Thank you, Dr. Cave. Every time it's mentioned on the news, emphasis is placed on her contract, not the education for kids, children here being improved, but on her contract. Hostile environment, but I applaud her for the work that she is doing. And as a preacher, you know, we say after I prepare to take my seat, there's always another 20-minute sermon, but I'm not going to do that way tonight. And as I prepare to take my seat, I'm reminded, for those of you who are a student of the Bible, Matthew 25:31 through 40, and I'm going to paraphrase it. When Jesus met with the crowd, with his disciples, and he said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was sick, you visited me. When I was in prison, you came and visited. When I was homeless, you gave me a place to stay. But then they came back and asked Jesus, when did we see you like that? And Jesus said, when you do it unto the least of mine, you do it unto me also. I'm looking at Esther, the 4th chapter. Mordecai overheard a comment dealing with Haman and what they were planning on doing with the Jews. And when Mordecai, he went to his cousin Esther, and he told Esther, but Esther knew that she couldn't go there because of the fact that the beliefs and the religious custom back in those days, she couldn't talk to the king.
30 seconds.
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna be finished. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna say this. She said she went, and when Haman had that gallows built, the old folks had to say, when you dig one ditch, you better dig two. Because the ditch you meant for me could very well be for you. And I'm gonna you in Genesis, the 50th chapter, verse 20, when it says in New Living Translation, Joseph said, you intended to harm me, but God intended all for good. He brought me to this position so I could save the lives of many people. Let Dr. K do a job. Come on.
I will call Mr. Harlan Davis, please.
I would first like to take the opportunity to again congratulate all of our teachers and students that did such a very fine job this month and this entire year. You guys really mean a lot to our district, and thank you so much for putting our children first. I would like to first start off by saying it was brought to my attention that a lot of the community members have had an issue with this, and I saw it as well, but I didn't want to address it until the community members brought it to my attention. And the first thing is the fact that the same gentleman that will not look me in my face 2 meetings ago, while myself and one of the other community members were speaking to him, this past meeting as well as this meeting tonight, he continues to wear an earpiece, what we consider to be a Bluetooth. Now, if this is an electronic device, say again. So again, I would like to reclaim my time, Mr. Sherrill.
Reclaim it, however, you need to make sure that you are not being disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful, that's a Bluetooth device. I'm talking about secondly, if that's a Bluetooth device for Mr. Stockman's ear, then that's what I'm referring to.
You just called the name.
Yes, yes. Because you obviously didn't understand what I was trying to say, and I was trying to get my point across.
I don't question anything.
You said not to make an accusation, and I'm getting to my question, which is to ask Mr. Steinman if this is a Bluetooth device on his ear. And if so, we'd like to know if there's a phone call going on or what's going on, because the community is concerned. Not only is he wearing it in here, we would like to know if he wearing it in the executive session, because that's supposed to be a closed session. So we would like to know. The community would like to know. This is not Mr. Davis, but the community would like to know.
I think the way your policy is set up is not meant to be a back and forth exchange. The speaker just make comments, but there shouldn't be a dialogue with the board.
I didn't think so. So I'd like to retain my time. Can I go back to 2 minutes, please? Thank you. Furthermore, I would like to also address.
Okay, y'all, I need to let public comment go ahead.
Talking before he reclaimed it and said he can't talk about it.
Well, the attorney just said that we need to not respond to that. We have ordered him. He is here. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Ms. Rita. If you could please put me back on time, please. Now, also, I would like to address the fact that on last Thursday, it was brought to the board in reference to being able to purchase the beautiful items we've seen presented to us tonight to our teachers of the year and our students that did such a fine job. And I found that it was heartbreaking that 2 of the very same board members that voted against, the only 2 that voted against getting the items needed to be able, regardless of whether we were over or whether it was something that should have been situated prior to that meeting, they voted against. The same 2 that said we need to do more for our teachers voted against purchasing the items you see presented tonight. So I want to let the teachers and the students know that 2 of your board members did not vote for it. I'm not going to call their name, but you can feel free to go back to YouTube on last week and look at the 2 board members that did not vote to get your recognitions. Finally, I would like to end tonight by saying that we as a community have got to come together. We as a community, we have got to come together. It is 2023. There is no reason why myself should not be able to address a situation in my county where I live and I pay hard-earned money for taxes and can't voice my opinion about the school board without being called a racist language because I voiced my opinion about a school board member or about the school board. Again, we need to come together as a community, and you all are a part of this community, and you were voted in to be our leaders, and we would like you to please be our leaders. And please make sure that you are voting for all the children of our county. Thank you.
We have nothing in old business. I think we did the discussion during our committee of a whole. We have no new business. We will now go into our policy item. Policy item 7.01, policy DBJ, budget transfers, and 7.02, policy GCLE-R, unaccompanied time. We can start with 7.01. Is there any question? I think we went over, we saw where the red was written in. If there is no question, we are here for a second reading tonight.
Madam Chair, do we need to do both of these individually, or can we do them together? Need to do them individually? Madam Chair, I make a motion that we accept the second reading of 7.01 policy DBJ budget transfers.
Second.
Is there any questions?
No question. I just want to point out that the changed policy DBJ budget transfers, the superintendent will report transfers to the board on a monthly basis. During the fiscal year, the superintendent will periodically examine budget categories and estimate the year-end status of each. Based on these estimates, a revised budget will be prepared and presented to the board to authorize proposed budget transfers within the major categories. At a minimum, a revised budget shall be prepared and presented to the board for approval at the midterm of the fiscal year in January. Thank you.
If you have no question, all in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed? That's 61. Yes. We will go to 7.02.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the second reading on 7.02, policy GCLE-R, unencumbered time.
Can I get a second?
I second the motion.
Attorney, do you have anything to add? I know that you came in on the end of all of this. Did you want to add anything to? Do you have any questions?
I do not. I believe the red line was sent to one of my law partners to review it, and she did not have any concerns.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
I just want to ask Dr. Cate, since the 2 items were principals will assign unencumbered time schedules for all inherent teachers assigned to their school site, and when applicable, compliance with this policy should not be affected by early release days. Is that any changes to that?
No changes have been made.
Thank you, Dr. Cate.
If we have no more question, all in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you. We will go to superintendent report. Ms. Jones. You don't have any?
I did it last time.
Okay.
Additional.
Thank you.
And we will go to Human Services.
Hold on, may I ask a question, please? Dr. Kate, do you have an update on the LS3P contract with those projected timeframe?
It'll be ready by the end of the month. Mr. Blakeney reported to me, and I think Ms. Fitch can okay that. It is. We have preliminary sketches, but they're not ready. But they'll be ready at the end of the month.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Dr. Tate, we do have some overnight field trip, right?
Yes, ma'am, just give me a minute. Just a minute, I'm trying to locate it in my binder.
Okay, you should have a copy of it. It's trip 2754. Does everyone have a copy? Correct. So it's Paris Island Basic Leadership Training, and it's for Colleton High School. It's the NJROTC. And they're going on May 17th, leaving at 9 and returning on the 19th. And it will be for 40 students. The cost is $35 per student, and the number of adults that will be attending is 4. The total is 44. And of course, this is paid for all of Any additional questions?
If there is no question, can I get a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the overnight field trip to Paris Island for the NJROTC.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we do have action. We're going to go with Human Resources, Mr. Murdock.
This time I call Ms. Hamilton.
I do not have any additions, but we do have some things that we need you to consider in executive session. Any questions for me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hamilton.
We will now go into finance, Ms. Vogel.
Good evening, Ms. Barrett. I think we have some action items for you. The monthly revenue update report.
Do you have any questions for me?
Ms. Barrett, I have one question for you. Do we have any classified employees in our district that are being paid as certified?
No. We should have it.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Baird, are we on board for Thursday evening? Is the board work session?
Yes,
For the
that's
budget?
okay. Yes.
6
That's
o'clock?
6 o'clock, thank you.
And just to clarify something that was shared at the last meeting, it was mentioned that retired teachers would not be able to be funded through ESSER, or there was going to be...
No, it's just that, that the funding source for ESSER has run out. Not because they're retired, it's just because we don't have that money anymore in ESSER. And it was just easier to, when we did the allocation, we put retirees in there because it was easy to keep up with for ESSER. So anybody that was in that category has to come back to the general fund.
Understood. Is that ESSER 1 or 2?
ESSER 3.
ESSER 3?
Yes.
Okay, so in preparation for Thursday, is there any way, if there are any staff positions that will no longer be ESSER funded, will you be able to?
Yes, I will have all of that,
Thursday?
everything.
Thank you.
We have a very long schedule to go over, so,
Thank you.
a lot of information.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ms. Barrett, just a quick question, just based on what you just said. There are still ESSER 3 monies that have not been spent, correct?
Yes, there are ESSER 3 money that's been not spent but already been allocated. income for various things.
And we don't have the ability to change the allocations on that?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So if there are some staffing issues or whatever, we can redirect some of that ESSER 3 money to take care of those?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? We have some active action items.
Madam Chair, could we accept, I make a motion that we accept the monthly revenue update that Ms. Barrett has prepared.
A second.
If there is no question, all in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous. Continue.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we accept the monthly budget report as presented.
Second.
Now that I have a second, all in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous.
The capital project budget that was presented, I'll make a motion that we accept it for this month.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous. No. We have 6, all opposed, 1. I see that we went over curriculum and instruction. Darryl, do you have any questions for?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Anything for us, Ms. Williams? Thank you.
Okay, we have operation. We discussed at our committee of whole. Craig, do you have any questions?
May I ask a question that Ms. Fitch or whomever from the operations department, and that was just to ask about, we had a wonderful presentation tonight from the robotics team, and I understand that they are temporarily misplaced at the middle school. Definitely know that we can use that space that they've removed for the consumer ed. Where are we on that progression and for that project, and when will it be complete? Do you have any information?
I don't have the information at this time. I'll have to ask Mr. Blake.
I haven't gotten any information on that, but I can follow up with Mr. Blakely and see if there's a timeline on that, and then I can get back to you at our next meeting.
Thank you. I know that they are really, there's much more that they can do with more space. So they are inhibited as they are right now. Really hope that they can be back in their original space, able to use the 3D printer, but also drones and that sort of thing that can't properly fly without that space. So hoping that that can be done before the end of the start of school next year. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I would like to ask Ms. Fitch a question as well. Ms. Fitch, I know that we have had several discussions about needing more bus drivers and trying to figure out a way to recruit them. You don't have to get up. It's not, I just want to throw something out at you. I had a conversation with someone who works in the transportation office in another district, and we just were having a conversation a long time ago when I was in high school. Seniors drove buses, and I am not suggesting that at all. But she said she thought maybe the state was kind of looking at some kind of program like that. My question is, while we have the University of South Carolina Salkehatchie in our area, I wonder if there's any way for us to reach out to those kids who are college kids who maybe have different schedules, and if there's any kind of incentives or anything that we can offer some of those kids to drive the buses. Most of the time, college kids have very flexible schedules, so I wonder if we've done anything as far as a partnership with reaching out with any of our SALT kids to see if they're interested in driving.
We have done some recruiting. We have pushed out all of our advertisements to every agency in this county, just about, but with no bite.
I just wonder, Ms. Hamilton, if there's any way, and I know money's tight, but I wonder if there's any way we could do something, since they're in college, is there any way we could offer a scholarship or an incentive or anything like that, maybe to entice those college kids with flexible schedules to be a little more willing, maybe to at least consider that? That was all.
And to the question about the The 18-year-olds, there is a law of which Dr. Cade may want to expound upon.
Okay, there is a law, I think I presented that to the board a little bit earlier. I'm not sure whether the new board members had already been on the board. But the South Carolina Department of Ed has entered into an agreement with school districts that want to try the 18-year-olds. We do have a number of 18-year-olds that would like to drive bus. There is a pilot going on in the state now. There are several school districts that are in that pilot. We are on that list to enter into that pilot. We have not moved any further. We have had the initial conversation with the persons at the State Department about what that pilot would look like. You handpick those students, you meet with their parents, and you talk with them about that model, and then you also get their parents involved. You take that course through our CTE department as well. So we have looked into being able to hire some of our students to drive the bus. There's no GPA requirement. They don't have those types of requirements, but they do have the requirement to get the CDL. So we have looked into that.
Dr. Cade, would a program like that, if we chose to participate in that, would that be driven by board policy?
It's not. It's driven by State Department. No, it's not driven by board policy.
So our board or our local school district would not be able to tighten those qualifications for that program?
We can tighten the qualifications. So if that's what you mean, can we write additional regulations?
Yes,
we can.
Okay.
We can't do that.
I think a lot of people may be leery when they hear 18-year-old high school student driving a bus. But I think we've seen tonight, we have some exceptional students in our district. I would just want us to be very selective with who we allow to drive a bus of other kids, just for safety concerns.
Totally understood. The only thing that we need to really be very, very careful about is that we are not excluding anybody. We don't practice any exclusionary practices, that we open it up, because the State Department rules opened it up to everyone. They don't put GPA regulations, they don't do those types of things, so we have to make it very open for most persons to be able to apply. We could add some additional types of regulations.
I'm happy to hear our state's looking into that and hope we can pilot it. I was one of those female students that drove my senior year, and I would be happy to help promote this.
And it worked extremely well. So there are 6 pilots, and we were on the list to be a part of the next wave.
Dr. Cade, thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
I will now entertain a motion that we go into executive session. Upon returning, action may or may not be taken. We go into executive session for 13.01, 13.02, 13.03, 13.04, 13.05, 13.06, 13.07, and 13.08. Can I get a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we adjourn into executive session for item 13.01, employment, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, or release related to the board attorney, SC Code 30-4-70. Item 13.02, discussion of employment, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, or release related to employment separations, SC Code 30-4-70. Item 13.03, discussion of employment, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, or release related to the board secretary, SC Code 30-4-70. Item 13.0.
Mr. Irwin, I think based on some discussions I had prior to the board meeting, that 13.04 is no longer necessary.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, do I need to do anything to amend that, or
No.
amend that, or can we just continue going?
Just leave it out of your motion.
Yes, sir. Oh, I hadn't got, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I apologize. 13.05, discussion of contractual matters relating to the sale of property, SC Code of Laws, Section 30-4-70. Item 13.06, student admittance release, SC Code of Laws, Section 30-4-70. Item 13.07, receipt of legal advice regarding the superintendent's contract, SC Code 30-4-70. And item 13.08, discussion of employment matter regarding the superintendent, SC Code 30-4-70.
Can I get a second, please? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous. We are in executive session. Thank you.